Hello, this is Wheeler, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. Last time, well, we found out there's some issue with the crystals for the Imogene and Sons mineral concern, and apparently the sea wolves are about, but we also have a little issue with, we've received, well, let's say guests from the city of Doma, which has been completely taken off the map due to the Garleans. They tried to rebel, and Garlemald made an example out of them. But Alphinaud is off to talk to the Flame General, and we've been left here. So let's talk to Yugiri. If I may, madam, as I said earlier, we've been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much, desperation compels me. Good madam, if you and your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Okay, hey Momodi. Momodi, you're cool. Maybe I'll help. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Wheeler? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day, to tell the truth. Wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow, see? But just sent word that they can't come. Man, I got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for a lot in advance. Ha ha! Go on, call Fritter and Catherine and Sapphire Avenue. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Awakened Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That ought to set them straight. Yay! I bet that's probably not the voice I used for Momodi before, but tough cookies. It is now. I hope I'm going the right way. I don't remember whether she said Ruby Road or Emerald. Sapphire. Which is actually right there. Lucky for me. Hello, Fritter. She's in the business of feeding refugees now? I normally wouldn't question Mistress Momodi's judgment. That doesn't seem wise to me. Darkened pen by the Quicksand Papyrus, deliver foodstuffs to the Waking Sand. I will not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man with can earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Well, tough shit. Hello. You watch Pot, I see. My, that's another rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions. Yeah, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. Judgmental bitch? Yeah, I said it. I called her a judgmental bitch, and that guy was also a judgmental bitch. And you have to go back to Momodi. Well, I have a lot of things going on over there. Momodi, you have judgmental bitches in your employ. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. Yay! I dared not hope for such magnanimity, much less expect it. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. I shall be fair to thank her most humbly. Hey to you, Yugiri. I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience? Before the Sultanicate? For the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We shall return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alphinaud. I swear we shall return the favor. Not as old Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words. It is with words you must win the favor of the Syndicate. And I shall choose them with care. Whoa. That was the wrong voice. You'll be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be unpalatable will be required of them. Assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come on, come. The Flame General waits us on the Royal Promenade. Like I said, you know how rich people are weird and they pronounce all these things wrong. I don't have any examples right now. A crystal thingy. Oh, while they're speaking of changing where your attributes are, where am I? While they're speaking of changing attributes, I forgot to mention, I've actually gone back and I've gone back and reset my attribute bonuses, and they are now all in Vitality. So I have 30 in Vitality rather than whatever I had split among everything. I should get something like make my cat slide off the chair. That would be funny. I don't know. Spray some WD-40 there. I don't think that'd work on cloth, so it's just a funny thought. I don't think, like, plastic something would feel comfy. We must take pains to illustrate how accepting the Domans will benefit Ul'dahn. Only then might the Syndicate be swayed. A pleasure, Vealer. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them from waiting. Okay. Guess I won't talk to anyone else. Why are you wearing a party hat? Seems like an odd choice.
I, Yugiri of Domans, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Domans, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the Purge.
No, you all saw that boat. There is no way that over 200 people fit in the hold. It barely had a hold. I mean, you know, the hold is the stuff under the deck, right? I mean, it was like, you know, maybe enough to cram a small baby into. You know, several of them, but adults and children?
It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
Well, that sounds fair.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
Oh my god, a sensible member of the Syndicate?
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
Oh.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
And a dick is a dick.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees.
Yeah, the Alamigan refugees, those are the ones that are mainly in the tents outside of Ul'dahn.
They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dahn is not without limits, my friends.
Really? Did you just say that?
And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Ul'dahn Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dahn. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
I'm not sure what he means by passes Gil thrice daily. The only thing I can think of is, like, I know this is a serious scene, but all I can think of is him pooping out a bunch of gold 3 times a day.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred Domans Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo.
Ooh.
Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dahn's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teledji-Adeledji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy.
What?
How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Of course he leaves. We kind of expected that one. What? Sleepy's leaving? Oh my god, they're all leaving. Well, I think that puts matters to an end.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited.
I'm going to say this right now. Pay attention to this line. It becomes very, very important.
Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alphinaud would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Yeah, Teledji-Adeledji is really cool. You know, he's being very friendly. It's like, you know, maybe he'll find a way to help us.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Well, what are we going to do now? We have a bunch of Domans. I mean, we're getting them food and stuff, so that's a good thing. I'm going to take the bronze pieces. I don't need to die. So, I mean, maybe there's some other option. Teledji-Adeledji, do you have any ideas? It bears repeating that Lord Lolorito does not speak for the Syndicate. The others harbor doubt, I will allow, but in time they shall see the errors of their ways. He's got like a high-pitched Alphinaud voice. As Lord Lolorito goes, so goes the Syndicate. My people cannot endure another long sea voyage, but if Ul'dahn will not accept us, what choice have we? I can't imagine a voice that I can do for her. I mean, she doesn't have an accent. And, you know, she speaks normally. I can't do a normal female voice. So it's really kind of weird. Ul'dahn would like to discuss how to handle the Doman refugees. Oh boy, more food. As you observe, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things could be so incapable of seeing the value in people. But I will not waste no more words on him, not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. Oh, okay then. And you know, that's just it's pretty much right outside the main Aetheryte, so. Yeah, this game really is gorgeous, and it, you know, you have yet to see anything. Where am I going? Aetheryte Plaza. Granted, 1.0 was a lot. I'm not going to say better looking, because there were things that really sucked. Like, it had little details that I did like, even though, there were pots that were more detailed than, the storyline. I think I heard something about pots that you could see, like, the individual little grinds on, like a clay pot or something, and, there'd be water in it, and the water would ripple if someone came by, and it would reflect whoever was looking in it. So, that's actually kind of interesting to me. I wish I'd paid more attention. Mayhap I should have considered the likelihood of failure more deeply beforehand. I will not deny that certain portions of the refugee population have been a burden on the Sultanate, but I take issue with my counterparts' contention that they account for the majority. In this they are plainly mistaken. Even so, we must not think ill of them for wishing to protect our great nation. Yugiri? Oh. I haven't been talking to the little other people. Is there naught we can do to earn the approval of these Ul'dahns? How much money do you have? We do not wish to live by the grace of others. We want to work. We want to contribute. A galleon is no place for my people. For any people to call home. This cannot continue. I can agree there. I've never been on a boat before, though. Unless you count, like, I think I was on a fishing boat once. I wasn't fishing. I mean, not like a giant, big, super boat, but like, a couple hours on the lake. That's about it. The Syndicate has spoken. I see no point in moving the matter be reconsidered. The monetarists have made their position clear. Agreed. Ul'dahn is not an option. Nor are limbs of the Minster of Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves their Doman friends confided to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hull with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative. A place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Why is there a dash there? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? You're thinking link shell call. Ophelia, that is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision. I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for a Sultan to accept us for a limited time? A week, perhaps? Mayhaps? Or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal if you would hear it. Will you marry me? Out with it, Master Alphinaud. The headquarters of my order, the Science of Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself propose, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ul'dahn, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us, we shall gladly accept. Mr. Alphinaud, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life your people will go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat concerning the distance in their present condition. Perhaps the Ul'dahn's venture yoke can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Vialir. I don't know why they all like the word anon. Mostly him. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flames can provide. This is turning out really well. I like this thought. I mean, we moved to Scions, the Revenant's Toll, because, you know, the bureaucracy was completely screwing us. Like, we didn't even have an Aetheryte there. But, you know, we have an Aetheryte in Revenant's Toll, and, you know, I'm sure they could use, you know, more protection. Like I said, probably hard labor is an important thing to do, because you need, you know, you need your farmers, you need your, I don't know, whatever other jobs are hard labor. Farmers, fishers, farmers. I'm sorry, I'm not good with hard work. They could probably use some McDonald's workers too. And you know, Rowena likes money. I'm sure she could find something to do with them. And, you know, basically just, hey, I'm Rowena. I have more money than the Monteras and Sultan Syndicate combined. Oh, we had a guild action on. Okay, Alphinaud, what you got? We are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ships, with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch your limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Mimodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out for Morgana. Those helping us to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. Man, Mimodi, why do you have to be so cool? What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. They're all the Immortal Flames can do. I fear that exceeds our mandate. Well, my voice for him changed. Were it a small number, mayhap it would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Morgana. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well. We should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After that, all that has befallen these good people is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ul'dahn, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. I look how respectable he is. I mean, he's helping the Domans get settled. He's getting over 200 of them up there. I mean, sure, Mimodi's helping us a bit, too. So, you know, Adventurers Guild, I'm sure, has a nice, tidy sum of money from somewhere. Donations. Well, it sounds like you all have work to do. Lady Yugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? Mistress Mimodi is quite right. There is much to be done. Theodore, I would like you to visit Gigion, the 77 caravans representative in Scorpion Crossing, to ensure that everything goes according to plan. I know it's in that zone. I just don't. I know the city that's in the zone. Oh, you know what? That just means I can look. Central family. Okay. Scorpion Crossing is actually not that far from town. So, I don't need to teleport anywhere, but I do. But I can choose to teleport out of the city, so. What did I say? Western? I'm sorry, I have a short memory. Central. Oh god, which one is it? What am I thinking? It's this one up here. Jump over the blue. So we will get this done. And, you know, sounds like 2.2 is going very well for us. Scorpion Crossing. Ah. Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. So, I will find Scorpion Crossing, and I'll meet you there in the next episode. This has been Vialir. I hope you enjoyed, and have fun.